It's September and this is the Library Roadshow. On the show today, poetry, the author-illustrator series, and College Town. Welcome to the September edition of the Library Roadshow. I'm Mary Stein, and this is a production of your East Baton Rouge Parish Library System. Now, September is National Library Card Sign-Up Month. Your card is used to check out books, DVDs, music, audiobooks, and more. And it's also your ticket in to all of the library's online databases, digital platforms, and streaming media, including Libby for ebooks, e-audiobooks, magazines, and more. Visit any of our 15 locations and bring your photo ID and proof of address to receive your free library card. Children 17 years old or younger must be accompanied by a parent who is required to authorize their library card. Over 300,000 of you already have library cards, but there's always room for more. We're also blitzing our way around the parish to share some information about the Thrive Plan. We've scheduled presentations at each library location and made sure to include daytime, evening, and weekend opportunities. And of course, information is freely available on the library's website, ebrpl.com. The first 3 episodes of the library's Small Business Engine series have been professionally recorded and are waiting for you on the library's YouTube channel. So if you missed out on marketing, building your business plan, and capitalizing your business, just head on over to our YouTube channel and then make an appointment with Small Business Services for your personalized session. And the Career Center's YouTube channel has some new offerings too, like how to get hired at Buc-ee's or Sephora. We run the gamut. September offers a great round of live programs for every interest too. The 9th annual Taste of the Deep South Festival will take place over the main library on September 13th and 14th, and Humana will help us build better brains through a 4-part series on Monday mornings in September. And Saturday Science resumes for the fall semester with something that is so on point, using virtual reality to treat ADHD without medicine. And how about a workshop on wills and probate records? On Wednesday, September 17th, author Claire Bateman discusses her new book, The Heresy of Virtue, which focuses on the assassination of Huey P. Long from the viewpoint of Yvonne Pavey Weiss, the wife of alleged assassin Dr. Carl Weiss. Author Mary Manheim, aka The Bone Lady, will premiere her new book, A Call to Rowan, on Sunday, September 28th at the main library. And later the same day, the Baton Rouge Concert Band presents Name That Tune. Red Stick Rhythms is sponsoring a series of Sunday afternoon concerts this fall, with 2 concerts each month. And the Pick Up and Play musical instrument series with the folks from Baton Rouge Music Studios has been such a hit that we've extended it through the fall. Don't forget you can also take music lessons on demand through our Artist Works platform in the digital library. And you can even check out dulcimers and floor pianos. And of course, our usual assortment of programs for every age group devoted to crafting, fitness, games, movies, book clubs, story times, and more. This month's issue of The Source, available in print and online, covers all these and so much more. Check it out at ebrpl.com.
Free access to books, audio, and library resources are just a few of the benefits available to you when you get a library card. Need free access to a computer? You get that. Want free access to premium digital resources like Mango Languages and lynda.com? You get that. Need to book a meeting space? You get that. Heck, you can even check out a telescope or use a digital printer with your library card. If you live in East Baton Rouge Parish, pick up your free library card from your local branch library today. Premium access to everything the library system has to offer is waiting for you.
The Magazine Index was pretty much the first online database easily available to the public, but that was decades ago. Since then, we've gathered a robust assortment of tools that provide access to magazines and journals on all topics and at all levels of research. Our patrons make good use of EBSCOhost, Newsbank, and many more databases. But with the shift to open access, we needed one more. It's time to find out in the digital download.
CloudSource OA is our open access research resource for high school students, college students, and adults. It features over 60 million vetted high-quality open access journals, ebooks, and e-textbooks. The need for reliable research has never been greater, and traditionally, quality research has been kept behind paywalls. Today, a surge in open access publishing, mandates from both research funders and higher education institutions have compelled authors to publish their research with an open access license, making it freely available. Topics include science, technology, and health, as well as other traditional academic disciplines. Our CloudSource OA research tool compiles all these open access resources into one intuitive platform, allowing you to easily search for and find high-quality resources. It offers an organized and intuitive interface with single-click access to the content, making the research process simple and straightforward. No more hitting a paywall or needing a login to access an article. It's easier than ever to take advantage of an ever-growing body of open access content. You'll find CloudSource OA and other research resources in the digital library at ebrpl.com.
With the proliferation of open source as the destination for modern academic reporting, it just made sense for us to offer a discovery tool that gave you access to that huge volume of scholarly works available. CloudSource OA gets the job done. Let's shift gears now and go beyond the stacks.
My name is Katrina Stokes. I am the Executive Director of the East Baton Rouge Parish Library. Today we are at the South Branch location behind Sprouts off Perkins Road. We are having a presentation of the Thrive Baton Rouge plan at 10 o'clock this morning. Really, it's to get the information out about the plan. I know there's been a lot of confusion. This all started a few months ago, and there were various ideas thrown around. And I know a lot of our community are still very confused about how this is supposed to work, where the money is going, so on and so forth. Thrive is the new millage plan that is going on the ballot this November on the 15th. That is the millage tax that will fund our library for the next 10-year period. We are holding these presentations at various branch locations, various times. Some are during the day, some are in the evening. There will be some on weekends to give as many people a chance to come to one of these presentations to get their questions answered. It's just simply pushing the information out there to make sure our community is fully aware of what's going on the ballot this fall. It is to give them a chance to ask questions. We have a whole list of FAQs on our website. We have all this information on our website. But of course, we might miss a question, or there's a question we simply hadn't thought of. And this is a chance for the public to bring it to our attention, and we do what we do best. We get you those answers. They can go to our website, ebrpl.com. Our phone numbers are there. If you want to talk to a human, please give us a phone call. We'd be happy to talk to you. My email address is on the website as well, on the Contact Us page. Feel free to send me an email. We will answer your questions.
We'll continue to host community Q&A sessions like these through September and October to make sure that everyone understands exactly what's on the ballot on November 15th. Visit ebrpl.com and click on the Thrive banner to find out when we'll be coming to your local community branch library. We'll see you then. Stay right there. After the break, Tara Deering of Children's Services joins me for a chat right here on the Library Roadshow.
The East Baton Rouge Parish Library believes that making things is good for us all. That's why we have makerspaces at 4 locations and a 3D printing service at the main library. The makerspaces have a variety of tools and equipment to enable both creative and practical projects. This includes 3D printers, sewing machines, audio-visual gear, and much more. Get a library card. Get free access to makerspaces at ebrpl.com/makerspaces.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my third child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
You're watching the September edition of the Library Roadshow. Everything you need to know about your local library system. Now, Tara Deering coordinates all the resources, services, and activities related to the library's Children's Services Department. And we've just closed the book on the Summer Reading Challenge and retooled for school, which means that fall is here, along with one of the high points, one of the signature events for the library each year. So, Tara, let's talk about the Author Illustrator series.
Yes.
It's hard to believe we've been doing this, bringing in internationally known authors to our area for 48 years.
Yes, that is a very long stretch.
It's a lot.
And we're very proud of it.
Yes, who's going to be joining us this year?
This year we have Andrea Davis Pinkney and Brian Pinkney.
Okay, so when I hear Pinkneys, I hear rock star.
Yes.
For children's literature.
Yes.
What are they known for?
Well, first of all, a lot of people will recognize the name Pinkney from Jerry Pinkney, the long famous picture book author.
It's a legacy, really, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Brian is his son, and Andrea is Brian's wife. And so we will be celebrating the many books that they have together. They will be discussing books that they have each done separately, as well as books that they have partnered up on and done together. So many, many, many books will be discussed.
And these books are, they're books for lower elementary, upper elementary, and everything in between, right?
Yes, they have picture books.
So for the littles?
Yes, and some of those picture books are also in board book format.
Oh, that's
so
nice.
They can go for the little bitties. They have some of those. And then many of them are for like the second to, say, fifth grade level nonfiction.
One thing I like about it is they write a lot of books about people that really exist.
Yes.
It's not necessarily frogs and princesses.
Right.
It's real human beings, people from America.
Yes.
People from our history.
Yes.
So it's real. And sometimes with a reluctant reader or an emerging reader, they really care about what's real, and that's the hook for them. All right, let's talk about the format for the Author Illustrator series. There's 3 ways to participate.
Yes, there are.
And you can do any or all, depending on who you are. What are these 3 ways?
Okay. So the first one is we will have a virtual school visit from the duo. So we will host that from here in the library, and it will be broadcast out to the classrooms, so the schools don't even have to leave the comfort of their classroom. And we have lots and lots of teachers that are signing up for this as we speak.
So school teachers, school librarians, but homeschoolers could sign up too, right?
Exactly, homeschoolers. We hope that a few of the homeschoolers will actually come in to the library.
We'll have a watch party here.
We will have a watch party here as well. And then we also have that evening, on Thursday evening, the September 18th, at 7, they can come in for the family geared program, which is going to be a shortened version of our more professional program, which will be on Friday, starting at 8:30. And
so kids can watch while they're in school with their teachers and school librarians and anybody that cares about connecting kids with books. That evening, it's a family-style event starting at 7, but get here early to get a seat.
Yes, get here early. Book sales begin at 6:30.
Okay, because they will be signing and will be selling their books.
They will.
Okay, and then the next day, the workshop is for school librarians, school teachers, writers, people that care about children's literature.
Aspiring illustrators.
We often have grad students or college students attend that. We've even had some high school students who were specializing in creative writing and that creative and that publishing process come on the Friday workshop. So is there a cost?
There is no cost.
Zero.
It doesn't cost anything.
That's right.
All 3 versions are completely free, all 3 formats. And so we hope that they can come out and join us. And the workshop on Friday, in case anyone needs to know, it lasts from 8:30 until 12.
We'll sneak you in before the library doors open at 9.
That's right.
Because we don't want to miss a moment with the Pinckneys. Now, how do folks find out more besides looking at the cover of the newsletter?
They can look at our source, but they can also visit our online events calendar on our website. They can also pick up some information inside the library if they happen to be.
And they can start checking out books.
Absolutely. We've got lots of displays at all the different branches focusing on the Pinckney's books, and they can ask any of the children's staff for more information as well.
That's wonderful. I love the fact that when kids connect with these authors, then the kids are freshly inspired to be creative themselves.
Yes.
So it's a great service after the sale.
Yes.
Thanks, Tara. After the break, we'll hear from Ann Harmon Brett, plus poetry. Stay with us.
A thriving business community is good for us all. That's why we help entrepreneurs start businesses with Gale Business Builder. Get a library card, grow your business at ebrpl.com/business.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzz and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Welcome back to the September edition of the Library Roadshow. My next guest is a graduate of LSU's School of Journalism. Ann Harmon Brett lives in Vacherie, Louisiana, with her husband Dan, surrounded by fields of sugarcane. Ann is the author of The Disease, One Man's Journey Through a Life with Leprosy. Ann joins me now by phone. Ann, how'd you get your start as an author?
I always loved reading as a child. In later years, I received my journalism degree from LSU and worked in the tourist industry, producing tourist brochures and other literature. I also worked with international travel writers visiting Louisiana and learned a lot about writing from them.
What is The Disease, One Man's Journey Through a Life with Leprosy about?
It's called The Disease, One Man's Journey Through a Life of Leprosy. My father and mother and 5 other members of my immediate family had leprosy and were patients at the National Leprosarium in Carville, Louisiana, near Baton Rouge. The book is a history of Carville, but it is also a love story of how my parents met each other at Carville and fell in love and married. Most of all, I hope this book will give inspiration for anyone going through a difficult time. My father always said everyone has a cross. His cross was leprosy.
What inspired you to write this book?
My father had written his memoirs of his life as a leprosy patient. It was a random collection of his stories from his life. It was a great story, but very difficult to read. I took his notes and edited them into a more readable format. The book also has 30 of his photos and artwork. He was a professional photographer.
What advice would you give to aspiring authors?
Don't give up. It took me 17 years to finish the book. I hired a professional editor to help me with the book. You must follow your passion. Research self-publishing companies carefully. The first company I hired didn't do the job as promised, and I lost several $1,000s. I researched more book publishing companies and ended up with BookBaby. They were a very professional company, and I would give them a 5-star rating.
How can our viewers learn more about you and your work?
The book is available on Amazon. I also participate in the Louisiana Book Festival and other festivals in the area.
Thanks, Ann. Copies of Ann's book are available to check out now at your local branch library or as an ebook in Libby. And keeping it local, Ed Ruzicka is the president of the Poetry Society of Louisiana. Ed has authored a collection of poems which he shared recently at the Bluebonnet Regional Branch Library.
I'm Ed Ruzicka. I'm a poet, Baton Rouge-based poet, and have lived here since '73, and I'm the president of the Poetry Society of Louisiana, and we'll be reading from my latest book, In the Wind, tonight. I want to describe a place using words, syllables, phrases, sentences in a way that gives you the feel of that place and or the feel of what event is taking place at that site. But the world's about stories, right? We're all living our stories, we're being our stories, and poetry, when you push it, gets to be more about how a story of an individual in a place develops. What is the relationship between body and spirit? How does that take place during a moment, a day, an event? I just hope people come away with some pleasure in their ears, you know, with some memories of places I have been, things that have happened to me, and that there's significance, that people are able to find significance. Listening to poetry is about being changed, and so I hope I do some good. The library is not like it used to be. It's an institution now and we have one of the best in the nation. There's no doubt about that. But they're involved in the community. They're trying to interact with the community and raise up literature and the word and writing, and they provide a broad array of services. I mean, they're top-notch.
Poetry is a beautiful way to share your unique perspective. Next time you visit your community branch library, ask about the many resources we have available to help you cultivate your own voice. Stay right there. You're watching the September edition of the Library Roadshow.
Staying informed is good for us all. That's why we provide free access to the New York Times and other national newspapers online. Get a library card. Get informed at ebrpl.com/newspapers.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. Even though we are one of the most food-rich countries in the world, 15 million children don't know where their next meal is coming from. This is unacceptable, and something the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks is working to solve. Instead of accepting that our country lets billions of pounds of surplus food go to waste every year, Feeding America has made it their mission to help families in need by rescuing this food. Through food pantries and meal programs, the nationwide network of food banks provides more than 3 billion meals, serving virtually every community in the United States, including yours. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank by visiting feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
You're watching the September edition of the Library Roadshow, a production of your East Baton Rouge Parish Library System. Special Collections host a speaker series every month at the main library. The series features local authors that speak to the history of our region. Last month, they welcomed editor Kim Fossey and photographer Kevin P. Duffy to share their book entitled College Town, Celebrating 100 Years.
My name is Kim Fossey, and I'm the editor of College Town, LSU's Neighbor Turns 100. The book is about capturing 100 years of a neighborhood's history. And we were excited about those 100 years, but we wanted to know how we could best honor that neighborhood. So we decided to write a book about it and cover all of the things, whether it would be notable residents that have lived there, the architecture, the events that were happening as the neighborhood grew, different things like that, so we could preserve a little bit of history. The library is a great place for me to present that book. And I actually gave Mary Stein a copy of the book, and I said, you know, make sure this gets into your reference section. Somebody might want to learn about the history of the neighborhood. And number two, perhaps learn how you could capture a story like this and share it with others.
I'm Kevin Duffy. I'm here today with Kim Fossey. We're going to do a presentation on a book that we worked on a couple of years ago. I was the photographer for the book. You know, we have to have good visuals, so we're trying to figure out which houses we want to include in the book and which ones not to, but trying to cover all the different styles of architecture. I'm at the main branch of the library, it's Goodwood Library, which I grew up coming to, the original one, which is very important. It's a very important space for me. I know how great of a resource it is for things like this and for community awareness and people who have interest in subjects like this. We're really happy to be here to be able to present the information that we have and the content that we have for this project, because I think there's a lot of community interest in it. So this should be a fun talk, I think.
Visit the online calendar at ebrpl.com to find out who Special Collections has lined up to speak this month. And now for today's contest. Visit the library's Facebook page at facebook.com/ebrpl. I'm still pretty jazzed over all the friendship rocks you guys made during the summer. Many of them have been placed around Virgil, the oak tree at the new South Branch Library, to help protect his roots. But I'd like to see more, so show us what you've got. That's facebook.com/ebrpl, and while you're there, enjoy. We're not your grandfather's library anymore. What's coming up on the Library Roadshow in October? Maker Faire. Thanks so much for joining us on the Library Roadshow. And remember, your East Baton Rouge Parish Library is open 7 days a week at each and every one of 15 branches, plus 24/7 on the web. Check us out at ebrpl.com.